The scalp trading on momentum stocks that I'm sharing today is a style of trading where profits are taken on small price changes. Normally, a scalper would make any number of trades between 5 to 10 on a 1, 2, or a 3 minutes chart. I take only one trade and it's on a 5 minutes chart. This is tested on paper and in real both. The theory was designed keeping bullish market in mind, and what I've realized over the couple of months is that my original theory will function well in a bear market, but if followed under bullish environment, it fails. And so here I have a new plan. Under this strategy, time and speed is of great importance. Now the trades that I've taken so far are different from my previous trades taken under the original theory. Checklist, entry, exit criteria have all changed and a new pre-market chart has been added to the top screen. I'll go through my entry, exit, checklist, stop loss, pre-market chart, support resistance levels on pre-market and daily charts. We'll talk about the stocks I've paper traded and the real trades I've taken so far under this new game plan. First, I'm going to go over the charts that I take a look while trading. Next, I would be covering 4 topics: checklist, scanning for stocks, entry, and exit. And then I'll discuss 7 paper trades and 2 real trades that I've taken so far. So let's start with the charts first. This is my home screen and I have a 5-minute section here. I do not trade off the screen. What I use the screen for is looking at the watch list. So I have 3 parts here. The first one is pre-market movers, which can be found under lovers and losers. And then I have these 2 here. They are top 10 percentage loss NASDAQ and NYSE. On the right side here, I have bid and ask, and from this table, I execute my OCO order. What I do is I right click and do custom sell with OCO bracket. The next screen is Stock Hacker. The scans that I look at are loaded under load scan query and they're all listed under personal. I have made a video on my scan setup, so if you're interested you can take a look. I will link it somewhere here. I call this screen as my market sentiment screen. I have SPX down here, 3 Qs. I have these 2 trends here. This is the stock that I'm looking at, and dollar tick is what I look at most of the time. If the candles are above this line, it's bullish. If the candles are below, it's bearish. Here I have my daily chart. I have 3 moving averages here, 20, 50, and 200. Volume is down here, and I'm not interested in RSI, only the volume and the 3 moving averages. Now this is the chart that I trade off. I have 5 minutes chart here, volume down here, RSI, and on the right side you see this is the 10 minutes chart. This is time and sales, and here is my level 2 quotes. And the last chart is pre-market chart. This is the latest that I have added to my toss screen, and the gray highlighted area is the pre-market. Let's start with the 4 topics now. First one is checklist. So before I take a trade, these are the criteria that I would look for. First one would be on a daily chart. The stock should be below the 3 moving averages and it should have gap down preferably. Second criteria it has to meet would be pre-market down. So what I'm looking here is red candles or a gap down or some kind of confirmation which would make me take that trade. The next would be volume over 200,000. I'm looking for only those stocks with 15% and less gap down. The last thing that I is calculate my stop loss. Anything over 5%, I would not take the trade. The second topic is scanning for stocks. I have a watch list of top 10% losers NASDAQ, top 10% loser NYSE. I would go over the stocks, first 3 to 4 stocks from NASDAQ, first 3 to 4 stocks from NYSE. If I do not find anything here, I would come here and look at my personal scan, which is loaded under personal. This list would not show up on Ameritrade paper trading. This is only available on live trading platform. I also scan for stocks under the pre-market movers. So if I find something, I would just write it down and take a look when the market opens. The third topic is entry. Now once I have a stock in mind, I would come onto the screen. This is the screen that I would trade off, as I have my level 2 codes here, time and sales, 10 minutes chart, 5 minutes chart, volume, and RSI. What I'm looking at is the first candle. The first candle has to be red. I would enter on the second candle after recognizing that it's favoring a bearish sentiment. I would hit OC order from my main screen and I would enter the trade. After I have entered the trade, I would go on to my pre-market screen. On this screen, I'm going to draw my support level. if there is any. If I do not find any support levels here on pre-market screen, then I would go on to my daily screen and check for support. These levels are very important, and that you will see on the charts when I'll discuss. My stop loss is always the highest of the first candle, and that has not changed. And now the fourth topic, which is exit. Now, exit is tricky. Once I'll show you my chart, you'll understand it better. So the first exit rule is exit at pre-market or daily support levels. Now, if there is no support, follow the following rules. The first rule is take 1% plus profit on second or third candle. The second one is take profit half of stop loss. So for example, the stop loss is 2%, 1% or 1.5% is good enough. What I have constantly at the back of my mind is if stop loss is more, profit is more. If stop loss is less, take profit at will. The third rule would be not to exit until at least 1% is gained. If not reached 1% target, I would wait, study, and observe the price action and make my decision. If the price is in a negative territory, I would exit at best price. So those were the four topics, and now let's look at the charts that I have traded on. This is the first chart that we'll talk about. THC. Entry was $15.24 here. Exit was $14.83. Profit was more than 2.5%. Stop loss was the highest of the first candle, which is again over 2.5%. This is the pre-market chart of THC, that this was the level that also I was looking to exit. This is the daily chart of THC, gap down, less than 15% below 3 moving averages. The second one is PXT, entry $145.08 here. Stop loss is 149.34. Exit was 143.44. Profit was less than 1.5%, and stop loss was about 3%. This is the pre-market of PXT. When scanning for stocks, this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at downward momentum on pre-market. There is no support, and this is the daily of PXT. It's confirming my criteria of gap down, and it is below 3 moving averages. There is no support here as well. Going back to one of my exit rules, 0.5% of stop loss is now my profit target. The next one is UAA. Entry was $18.80. Exit was $18.42, making a profit of 2%. Stop loss was $19.27 and was 2.5%. You can see on the pre-market chart that there was a support here. The daily chart of UAA, gap down below 3 moving averages. Next one is JCI. Entry was $39.46 here. Exit was $38.92, making a profit of less than 1.5%. Stop loss was $40.50, which was more than 2.5%. Pre-market of JCI, there is no support here. Daily of JCI, gap down below the moving averages. Next is AKAM. Entry was $48.61. Stop loss was 50, which is close to 3%. Exit was 47.61, made a profit of 2%. The pre-market of AKAM, there was a support here. Daily of AKAM, satisfying all the criterias on daily. The next one is SCS. Entry was $13.65 down here. Stop loss was $14.15, making it more than 3.5%. I covered my short at $14.15, making a loss of more than 3.5%. This is the pre-market of SCS. You can see that there was a support here. Well, the price turned around and I was out. The daily chart of SCS, and all the criteria are met. CAA entered at $33.80. Stop loss was $34.05, and I covered at the same price. Made a loss of less than 1%. The pre-market of CAA and the daily chart of CAA. This was my live trade. NTSN entry was $114.51 here on the second candle. It is always on the second candle. Stop loss was $116.76. Exit was $113.51, making a profit of less than 1%. Stop loss was close to 2%. This is the pre-market of NDSN, quite a big drop. And this is the daily of NDSN. There is a support level on the daily, which is 113 and 51, and that was my exit price as well. This is the last trade that I'll talk about. This was live as well. Entry was $54.97. Exit was $54.42. Stop loss was $55.50, which was 1% from my entry, and my profit was also 1%. The pre-market chart of play, there was a support here at 52.26, but I did not hold on that long. And here is the daily chart of play. So that's all, guys. For now, the theory is working. If it stops working, probably I'll start working on another theory. I'll try keep uploading whenever I trade. Thank you all very much.